Hi, welcome to Jeremy's Tech Channel, and today we're checking out MX Linux 23.3. Hi, my name's Jeremy. This channel's about tech, go figure. And today we're going to be looking at MX Linux 23.3. I'm excited to look at this. This is a pretty popular distribution to use. It's got a couple of things that make it unique that might interest you. And so we're going to take a look at it today. We'll go look at some of the documentation very quickly, and then we will go through, put it on a virtual machine, install it, poke around, and see if it's for us. So this is the website when you come to it, and you can kind of see what they're about, but they really promote, obviously, XFCE, KDE, and Fluxbox as their default desktop environments. And they have some news, some videos right here. XFCE is considered their flagship, so that's the version we're going to use today. And they have a advanced hardware support enabled version, and we're going to use that today because I'm using newer hardware. Couple of things of note: there's your KDE and your Fluxbox, which I haven't seen Fluxbox in a long time. Just a classic X11 window manager kind of thing. It's very lightweight, and if you just kind of want something basic for window management, or desktop environment, this is a great way to go. I wonder what's going to happen when things move more to Wayland. It may not matter. They just may continue to develop Xorg, X11, and use Fluxbox, and that's great. Just a floating window manager. Fluxbox is cool. But today we're going to be looking at the XFCE and a couple of things just quickly that make MX Linux unique to you that you may want to use it. Is one, it is based on Debian, which is a very stable distribution and group of packages that you can use. And two, they worked and collaborated together with Antix. At one point, MX Linux, the developers were a part of something called MEPIS, or MEPIS. Sorry if I don't know how to say that, guys. And they worked and collaborated with Antix. And so MEPIS, Antix, X, together, MX. And that's how they came up with MX Linux, something for users to use. It is based in Debian. And it also, Antix specifically, is a systemd free Linux distribution. And so MX Linux is systemd free in the sense that it's not used as the init system to, get things going and to get things connected. But there are some things with systemd that are kind of sitting there not enabled, but if a certain application or tool uses those things from systemd, they have it here and available for you to use, or that application. So that's a nice thing. So here's how they define what I just described. Systemd is included in order to allow some important applications to run, but it is not enabled by default. And you can go to their user manual there. So if you don't want systemd, but you still want a full suite of applications, that's there for you. If you don't know what systemd is, don't worry about it. Just see if it's for you. Work around, because there's a lot of unique toolkit and some great development by this team that I think you might find interesting. So when you download the ISO, which, by the way, they had mirrors all over the world for this, and I'm over in Southeast Asia right now, and the ability to be able to get a download file from a mirror that was close to me is pretty great, because it just took a couple minutes and I was ready to go. So it's obviously a well-supported Linux distribution. And here we are. When you download the ISO, you boot it up in a virtual machine, or you put it on a USB and boot it in a live environment. This is what you're greeted with. This virtual machine is set up with 16 gigabytes of RAM and 12 cores. They have a welcome here. This is MX 23.3 Libretto. I probably said that wrong, but there you go. We're going to go ahead and go right into the install, walk through the install so that you can experience that really quick. And then we'll go ahead and poke around and see what unique tools, the way that they've set up XFCE, and see if it's something that we might be interested in. So I see right here on the desktop an installer. So I'm going to go ahead and click the installer. Checking installation media. That's a cool little thing here. If this is your first time doing this, go ahead and let them verify the installation media. Make sure it's good to go. All right. It's an independent Linux distribution based on Debian Stable. All right. And very important, it tells us to enjoy using MX Linux. Thank you. We will do our best to do so. All right. Boop. Regular install using the entire disk, or you can customize the disk layout and you can go ahead and encrypt and enable hibernation support. They also have over here, I don't know if you can see, they have a help pane over here. If you were uncertain about some things, you can have this over here. This is not normal in installations. Scripts, whether you're in the Calamaris installer or the Anaconda installer, there is some help there. They try to help you out, but this is a more verbose help, which is really nice. I'm going to click Next. Format and use the entire disk. I'm going to highlight that. They're asking for us to review and confirm. That's what we want to do. And start. And it is going through the installation process here. We may not speed this up because I believe this is going to be pretty quick. There also is this live log, which looks like a terminal. And we can kind of spread this out a little bit, kind of see some things. Very cool. It's already getting to this place. It's at 80%, and I've just been rambling for a minute. So we'll see how lean this install is, and then we will get a chance to see, woohoo, what's going on. Pause for required operator input. All right, so there's a next button down here. And I'm going to click this, and I'm guessing this is going to be for user input. Oh, okay, so we're going to do our time zone, and we're going to choose our time zone here. It really doesn't matter. I don't know why I always want to do Central Time Zone, probably just because that's where I grew up. So you can change that, the location, American English, and you can set it in your format here, whether you want it in 24-hour or 12. And here's where we set up our username, Jeremy. You can set it up to auto login. You can give yourself a root administrator account if you want something like that, if you have multiple users. And you can save the live desktop changes. So if you made changes on the live environment here, they will let you save that and have that apart for your full install when you come back up. That's actually really nice. All right. Now it's setting up the system. It's installing Grub, which is our bootloader. Special thanks. This is not a normal installer, but in a positive way. This is really giving you a lot of feedback about what's going on. And you feel pretty comfortable and confident in what is happening and being installed and what they're trying to achieve on your system. So I really do appreciate this approach. This is actually kind of fun. All right. So here we go. We're done. We're finished. We're going to go ahead and reboot, and I'll see you once it reboots, and we'll check this out. All right. So we just did the install, rebooted, and this is what we are greeted with. Here is our welcome. This is going to be cool. I like these. This is a nice about what your desktop you're using, your Debian version. The support for this version is June 2028, which is nice. Welcome. You got your FAQ, your user's manual, a wiki, tools, which we should definitely check out, forums, videos, contribute, popular apps, and a tour. So I'm not going to bore us with the tour, but I did want to kind of see what it includes. And so you have some text describing an intro, pointing out what specifically things are. So let's say you didn't want to listen to me describe what I see. If you wanted to read it for yourself, here you go. Good description makes things very easy to see. This is great. If you don't know what these things are, just use this tour. Very nice. You've got tools, popular apps, click up. Looks like this is their package installer. It's asking for a password. And look, you could install some other desktop environments. They have the Budgie desktop environment, which I just reviewed, just took a look at yesterday, and I loved it. I might be interested in something like this with Budgie. That's cool. They also have window managers down here. So if you want Fluxbox or IceWM, you can do that. And then they have a whole bunch of wallpapers. All right. Do you want wallpapers? Let's install some wallpapers and let's see how they do it. They just hit you up with a terminal and you kind of see what is happening. It's getting what it needs from the repos and it lets you know, hey, this is what's going to be installed. Okay. Processing finished successfully. Thanks. Okay, so look, installing wallpapers is not a big deal, but if you wanted those options, they made it easy for you. If you want to install Brave or Chromium or Falcon or some of those options, it's right here. Organized well. I like that. Some of the other kernels you can go ahead and install. Media Center stuff, so KDE and Plex. Okay. This is just right here, and some other themes. If you want some themes, you can do that. And let's just quickly and easily install Kden Live. But I just want you to see they also have some older Windows QuickTime and Real Player codecs that you can install as well. They also have the little I, and you end up getting a little package info here. It's very basic, but it's still nice to have that information. Click install. We just watched that happen. They're saying that this is a console output. It's letting you know what is being installed. We will say okay. Processing finished successfully. Thanks. They also up here in this package installer, and it shows you what packages are installed, or if there's a symbol here that says upgradable package, you can go through and see all the packages here, which is very cool. They have a test repository, which I guess if you need a newer version of something, but I'm guessing you don't want to use this as your main repository. They have some back ports here. They're really trying to give you as much functionality as you can, which is very nice. And then Flatpak support. And you can use Flatpaks. Very nice. Very cool. So I'm going to close this out. We installed already a package and we haven't left the welcome screen. They also have this videos thing here, which is a nice introduction. Let's see what they give us on this mxlinux.org/videos page. Looks like they give you some how to set up MX Fluxbox and Disk Manager. This is 23.3, and it looks like the last videos they made is MX21. If maybe that's the same kind of basic core and they decided they didn't need to make new video, that might be the reason. But other than that, they go all the way back to MX17, and I'm guessing if you want to see, it goes right to a YouTube page and you can take a look at that. Just a quickie. Looks like we have, this is the Firefox. This is 126.0. This is the Firefox browser they have set. And that is nice. Your forums, your tools, your tweak, your wiki. Let's look at the tools. And this is something that is unique to MX Linux. There is something that I find good to have centralized collection of tools to use, so you can kind of just know to go to one place to look for what you're trying to fix or address or change, right? So right here, the MX tools, they have a live USB maker. They have a snapshot tool, which is for backups and things of that nature. You've got Disk Manager, cleaning things up, configuring Samba on a network, boot options right from here. NVIDIA driver installer, which is nice. You can tweak some things, assorted useful tweaks. Let's see what that is. Let's say I don't want to display the panel over here. I want to display it horizontally on the bottom. I can click apply. And now the panel's on the bottom. Very cool. It's a simple, straightforward way to do it. You can change the themes here. If you are into changing themes, you're using the XFCE compositor. You're scaling right here if you want to change your X-render scaling. So if I wanted to make this look bigger or smaller, I could do it here. Very cool. You can set up what command to run when your super key is pressed. Very cool. All right. So that's nice. So you've got your XFCE settings. You can go into your window manager, your panel, and your appearance. So if I wanted to go to the XFCE menu here and make those adjustments, you can. Very nice. Panel adjustments. Very nice. If you just want to use those XFCE tools. The welcome here, the two are Deb installer. So if you just download a package, that's a Deb package, you can install it with that. Very simple, very easy to use, very useful. I do like this setup. So I'm going to close this out. And this is what you're greeted with. I love that they've got a conky setup over here, which is some basic information. It's nice and clean. You can tell the time, you can tell the date, you can see how much of your hard drive is taking up, how much space is taken up, the memory being used, and the CPU usage. That is super cool. Right-clicking on XFCE is great. You get a lot of functionality right here. You normally have all your applications that you can run from the same place, which I love. I'm going to go to desktop settings, and we downloaded a whole bunch, but I don't know where they get downloaded to. Oh, I'm guessing it did get downloaded because look at all these lovely wallpapers. That's pretty. I'm not normally put a flower on it kind of guy, but I do like that. I think it's a cool thing, but it just gives you options. Look, man, here you can see some nice options, which I appreciate. Very pretty. Cool. All right, then you can adjust your menus. If I want to adjust some icons. So if you want to add your removable devices to pop up there, or you want to add in your trash can there, you can do that here. That's an XFCE thing. That's nice. They have a couple of these things here. You've got your user manual, which putting it on the first page is really nice. And they go through and define a lot of things for you. If you want to get into some of this, you can, man. This is very nice. And an FAQ. I'm going to remove them from the desktop right now just because I don't like things on my desktop, but I know they make it easy to find an FAQ and the user manual. So thank you for that. And the way they have this set up, they've got it from bottom to top. So on the bottom is your application launcher. So things are on the right-hand side as far as your organization to find what you're looking for. And then the left is the applications you can choose. There is not a lot installed, but there is, I say that and it scrolls down forever. These are some things like, for instance, they have the Conky Manager, Conky Toggle, which is this thing off to the right-hand side, which is your time and date and what's being used. You can click in on this and you've got a lot of options to start to adjust and add widgets or themes to your Conky, which is very cool. It's a nice monitoring tool. Couple of games pre-installed. If you're into Mahjong, there you go. Some graphics. I see LibreOffice Draw. I don't see GIMP installed. That's no problem. You have Firefox and Thunderbird. Kdenlive is what we installed. If you remember, we installed it from their package manager, and it's here, ready to go, ready to use. Very nice. That was something that we installed earlier. Now we can see it. and they have VLC there. So this is your MX tools, which you've already looked at, your Office stuff, and your settings. Couple of settings. Okay, a lot of settings. They also have the Synaptic Package Manager, which is nice to have. This is the way I remember installing a lot of things on Debian way back when, and you just search for the package you're looking for, Inkscape. There's Inkscape. We can install it here. I'm not going to do that, but essentially you click that, you click apply, it starts to install stuff. Okay, that is nice. We'll pull up Thru so you can see the file manager. And it's very simple, straightforward, easy to use, quick. You can go to some things. You can read this, obviously, but some quick and easy things. If you want this to be easier to read, you just can zoom in. You can use Control plus KP minus or plus. There you go, if that works for you. The icon set is actually pretty clean to me, which I appreciate. And they also have these workspaces set up. I don't know if you can see on the panel on the left-hand side, you see here and here, and you can do some things like move what's on one workspace to the bottom. But you can also hit Control-Alt up and down to go between those. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up the package manager again. And oh, this is where you can update. So you can run an update right here, the MX Updater, view and upgrade, so you can see what's going to be updated. They have a little automatically answer yes to all prompts during upgrade, which is if you're certain of things, you can go ahead and select that. But what I wanted to show you is when you press Control-Alt and up and down, you go between your workspaces. And on the top over here on your panel, which shows which windows are open, there's a little orange dot and a little blue dot. And it lets you know which one is in the current window. So if I go down like this, see now the MX Updater is now orange. If you get a little confused on what is what, that is what you can use to see. I'm guessing when I click on this, it goes to the other workspace as well, so you can navigate getting to and from things there. This MX Updater, view and upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and update packages. So far, things have been quick to update, quick to upgrade. The install was like under 5 minutes. Now watch this be like 20 minutes or something. Very easy to see, and you just go through and you install your updates. It's quite easy. We'll let those happen as we go through and check out a couple other things on the left side of our pane here. So we just click here. You've got this presentation mode. You've got settings, which allows you to pull up the power manager. So what happens when you push buttons? What happens when the system is in a power saving? Do you go to suspend? What do you do? And what happens on your display? Then here you have unmount. If you have something mounted, there is no removable device. So there's nothing there. But if you have a mounted device like a USB drive or an SSD, you can go there. We've already been looking and working through the install of the updates right here, right in front of us. We have Clipman. This is Clipman. So your clipboard for saving text and copying text. There you go. This is showing a wired connection. This is also where you will manage your wireless connection and your volume, your audio mixer. You can pull that up. This is an XFCE thing. Tabs, good. We like it at tabs. So you also have Firefox set up over here, which you've seen Firefox maybe a time or two. And then you have your power option menus right here. This is pretty nice. They have this task manager here, which, you know, is nice to use. If you just want to use something that's already installed on the system, you can do that. But they have this, and that's nice to see what processes, what's going on. So right now we're using 1.2 gigabytes of the system and about 1%, says 0% of CPU usage right now, but very easy to read if you want to use it. Hey, our full upgrade was complete. So I'm going to close. We've updated the system, and that's pretty great. So MX Linux, really cool, very straightforward. The XFCE version is pretty great, pretty nice. We saw that you could add some other desktop environments or window managers if you wanted to, and that's nice to be able to do from their installer. They also included Synaptic Package Manager, a lot of tools available for you to tweak and manage your system right there for you to use. It's really nice. If you are into not using systemd for almost everything and you want a simple, clean system that seems to have a really strong community and a lot of natural ways of doing things, MX Linux is a really good choice. You should consider taking a look at it. Things that might have bugged me, not too much, really. There were some aesthetic choices that I could easily adjust myself that might be something that I'd need to adjust, or maybe I would go with the KDE version or install that budgie desktop environment and just roll with that nice, stable Debian base with some of those tools that they give you. That's really, really nice. I think you could install this on all kinds of hardware and feel like you've got nice support. MX Linux, good job. That's a really exciting thing to use if that's your deal. If you go to a site called DistroWatch, it's a very high level, not scientific level way of looking at how many things are, how many downloads are happening for different distributions. And right now, MX Linux is at the top of that list. One, mainly because it's, one of their new releases, but two, it's pretty popular to use, and it's easy for me to see why. So thanks for joining me today. Let's continue to do this Linux thing, and I'll see you next time.